Hello there, this is Peter from Celcom Sky, and now I'm here to demonstrate how hotel and club system work. Um, so now this is the system, and the first thing obvious is to log in. So each and every user will have his or her own credentials. So once you log in, the first thing you'll add on is the tables. If you have tables in your, this is optional. If you have tables in your bar or restaurant, you see the tables here, and the tables marked red are the tables which are having open orders, as you can see from here. So now we can try to serve a new table like this table one. You just open that table, and once you open that table, you'll have your menu of what you are having. As you can see from that screen, we are having some drinks, some breakfast, lunch. So now maybe we can start with these drinks. Once you open this menu for these drinks, you see all what you have, and there can be many here. And instead of searching with your eyes, maybe you can search by typing. Like maybe this time we want to sell a Tusker. You see, once you start searching that, the Tusker will come out. Maybe you can search Guinness, it will come out. You see, and your order is being prepared in this part. And assuming this person is still taking these things, so you won't bill this person at this moment. So you just save this cell, and once you save that cell, it will print a order ticket for the barman to produce that thing. As you can see from here now, since I'm not connected to a printer, sorry, it's trying to print. It's trying to print that order ticket. You just cancel, and you see once you have completed your order, it will log out automatically. This is to prevent people from using each other's accounts. So, and once you have done that, as you can see from this table one, the table is still open. It means now this is an open order. So now we can maybe try to add something on top of this table one order. Maybe this time round we say it's maybe it's a food that person has ordered. We can maybe open and say maybe it's this chicken curry. You see, it has been added to the order, and also the totals are changing. And if this person is still taking these things, he or she is not yet complete with taking what he or she is taking. You just save that cell. It's prompting someone to print now the order ticket. The order ticket can be taken to the kitchen or to the barman. Um, that depends on what you have printed. If it's for the food, maybe it can be taken to kitchen to the chef. Or with a drink, it can be taken to the barman, or it can be printed right to the barman's part, and that person will produce the what has been ordered. You see, so once you have made an order, it will be open until you close it. Like this one, maybe this person on table 14, let's assume this person is done on what he or she was taking. Now you want to complete this order. So completing an order now, this billing, completing an order, you see from this part for payment, you can select how, okay, I've added a lot of payment types. These payment types will depend on the payment types you are using at your premises. So in this scenario, maybe you can say this person is paying through cash. So you just click cash, and now the system will prompt you to print the receipt, and you print the receipt, right? And once you're done, the system automatically logs out, right? So now you see table 14, it has already been closed because we have already built it. Maybe we would like maybe to close table one. You see, you can still select another payment type. Maybe this person is paying through M-Pesa Till. You see it's here. Uh-huh. And for this case, it asks for confirmation message from that payment. So you can see just a new client, and maybe here you can capture the customer's name, or you can capture the transaction ID. It will depend on how you want it to be. So I can just say Peter. Maybe if it was a transaction ID, you can say TD maybe 126, something like that, the way it appears, and say okay. So that's for reference purposes. I say done, it logs us automatically. And this time maybe we can try to log in with a different person, see how it works. Maybe that's a new user. You see now once you have logged in with a new user, it is still displays the tables which has already been taken. Like this table 3, if I try to sell it, now I've logged in as another person. This table 3 it says it's already been taken by, you see here, table 3 is taken by Susan. So at that scenario, you can ask maybe the person who is serving that table to go and continue serving those people, or maybe you can just opt to serve them also. It will bill separately, so it will have separate bills for you and for the person who had served them before, right? So basically, that's how you make sales. This is basically how you make sales under this part, right? So maybe shortly we can sorry, we can go to the management part. And briefly, once you go to the management part, you see this part for dashboard. It gives you a summary of what's happening. And this part is specifically accessible by management only. So the waiters and the low profile staff, they won't be able to access this part. It's only accessible by the management or the people who have been authorized by management to access this part. So it gives you a summary of what's happening. As you can see from this part, it's a graphical representation from January to December. It will be adjusting as you're making your sales. And as you can see from this part, it will give you accumulative sales for that year. And here down here, it will give you a top selling month. And as from our case here, it shows it's January. As you can see from here, January was the top selling month. Here in this part, it gives you a summary of the daily sales. So as you can open the system tomorrow, this part will be zero. It will have reset to zero. Now, since now this part, it only gives a summary of our daily sales, right? So this is not generally a sales report, it's just a summary, a graphical dashboard representation, right? So maybe we can head to this part. You see this part for products. Now this is where you add your products, this is where you edit your products, this is where you delete your products. And in this part also you can restrict some people from accessing it. Now since someone can just decide to come and change some prices or something, so you can also restrict people from accessing this part. This part for stock, it will give you a summary of the stock you're having. As you can see here, it will have all the products you're having and the quantities at the hands right now. And as you be making the sales, the quantities will be changing, of course. If you had five taskers and you sell three, at this part, it will show you the balance is two remaining, right? And after you have fed everything in your system, at this bottom part, it will give you a summary of the stock you're having in your premises. So you'll have an accurate calculation of all your stock worth under this part, right? So now we can head to the reporting part. The reporting part, it's here, all of these are reports. But before you select any report, you can select a date. Maybe we can say today, and you want to check a report for today. Maybe we can start with these products. Mhm. Checking today's reports based on products. You see, it shows today has been like this. This is what has been sold today. You see, right? Um, so now this is a general summary of everyone who has sold. I'll in a minute I'll show you how to see each and everyone's performance or each and everyone's sales, right? So also we can come and maybe check now the payment types for today. Today cash was this. M-Pesa was this, and this was the total accumulative, right? So maybe you can check the report now based on the users, how they have sold. You see, Susan today has sold this, right? Maybe we can complete one sale with the other user, right? With the Mary had not sold anything. Maybe we said this about 13. Maybe Mary sold maybe two taskers. One, two. So Mary sold two taskers. And maybe it was through cash. I don't want to print the ticket. Maybe if we were connected to a printer, we could have printed the receipt. Let's go back to the place where we were and see the reports for each and okay. Even before now, since someone like supervisor or the barman has no access to the back office, and those things you are seeing them from back office, the supervisor or the barman can cash out to the waiters through this part. You see, this part for end of day when you are closing your sales, either if you have shifts in your premises or in your business, you can cash out users, right? Or if you are closing the day for each and everyone, you see here, if you're closing the register, if you can see from this part, it's saying Susan had these sales, total of this, and all the payment types she charged. You see, Susan charged cash that much, check that much, M-Pesa that much. As you can see from here, Mary only charged cash, and the total is this, right? And this report can be printed as Z report, right? Once you continue to print a summary of the users of the waiters now, and the total transactions they made and what they sold, right? And also you as a management, you can check from management part through this reporting. You make sure you see from this part, you can select a selection of a certain period from a certain date to a certain date, or you have these shortcuts here. Like for now, I'm selecting for these sales I've made for today. And if you are checking these users, mhm. So once you open these users, you see it will have a list of all your waiters and how they have made their sales. As you can see now, from this performance, Susan was the best performing. She had 1,950 sales, followed by Mary. So even if you had over 20 or over 100 users, that's over 100 workers, you could see their performance from this part. It gives a summary of all what they have done. So if someone is lazy at work, you see how they are performing and you can make decisions from there. So other important report you can check, all of these, they are good reports. You can also check a report like this profit and margin. Of course, you'd like to know how you're making your profits, and you can see, okay, now all these, they're saying 100% because I had not put the buying price. So of course, when you are feeding an item, I'll show you shortly. When you are feeding an item, it will ask you for the buying price and the selling price, so you can get the profit margin, right? So briefly, we can go back to this how you add a product. You see, you can add a product from this part. Maybe this time we can say a pilsner. Uh-huh. And this part, you can say the pilsner, it's you're buying it at maybe 120 and you're selling it at 200, right? It will even show you a markup here, right? And you just say save, right? And there are those scenarios whereby let's do a case study. Right now, let's say, for example, you're making a purchase. You're making a purchase. Um, it's a new stock which has come in. Like now, this piece now, they have come in as 10 pieces. They sold it at 120, maybe 121, right? maybe a Tasker. They have come in. Now the new stock was maybe 15 or 14 pieces, maybe. And they've come in with the 150. Now this is the buying price, right? Uh-huh. You see, and once okay, now the invoice you get from your supplier, it should match with your totals here after you have posted your invoice now from your supplier, right? And if you can check now from the stock, if you can check now the prisoner, you see the prisoner are 10 because you have already posted 10. We had not posted any before, and you'd like maybe a new stock has come and maybe just a prisoner we are adding two of them. Remember they were 10 and now they have come two. Still you see 121. If the price from the supplier has changed, maybe you can change 125 this time around and it says save. If you can now check from your let me refresh. If you can check from your stock, please now they are now 12. And if we can just a quick one, if we can sell that bills now, maybe three pieces. Let me just straight a straight bill without saving it. We want to do a test. Can you go back to check how many pieces now are remaining in your stock? You see, they say 9 from 12 because you have already sold another three pieces of it. So generally, that's how a hotel and restaurant system works. You can bill, you can manage tables, you can check out users. Mhm. When you're closing for the day, you can see how your waiters or your workers are performing from there, right? So generally, that's how it works. Yes, that's how it works. Now maybe another function you'd like to have in your business. It's recording expenses. You see from here, you can record an expense, maybe 500. And you see these are KPSC token, right? KPSC token. Mhm. So you can also record expenses in this system. There are also optional functions like discount. There are also other optional functions like transfer. If maybe you want to transfer your order from your table to another person's table, you can also transfer that. It's optional, right? So that's how the system works. I hope I've answered most of your questions. Any other question you can ask them, and I'll be happy to explain deeply or I'll be happy to explain it more. Yes, thank you for your time. This Peter from Celcom Sky once again. Thank you.